Welcome to Sailing Avanti. We are Gerard and Jacqueline, sailing our 41-foot monohull Avanti around the world from Cape Town, South Africa. So we're just about to leave on a fishing charter. My father-in-law has been so kind to sponsor a trip, so hopefully we can catch some big fish today. We joined the guys from Bonaire Big Game Fishing on their boat Fishtails. We have an early start and leave the dock before sunrise to catch some bait fish called red-tailed scad, just behind Avanti where all the yachts are moored. We catch the bait fish with some hand lines and some chum that was made up of old bait fish that was left over on the previous day. We also get some from a local fisherman in exchange for some coffee and muffins. The bait for the day is made up with dead red-tailed scads, which is tied to a nice big hook. Vincent from Bonaire Big Game Fishing shows us some tricks to make up the bait. It's really important to rig the bait in such a way that the bait fish is pulled through the water by its head to make sure it moves through the water as realistically as possible. According to Vincent, this type of bait works well around Bonaire, especially for catching wahoo, which we would be really pleased to catch today. The bait gets finished off with a colorful squid on top of its head. We start trawling just after sunrise and stay close to shore just where the reef starts dropping deeper. After the first half an hour or so, we get no bites, and we start wondering if we'll have any luck today. But just as we get comfortable, we get our first strike. It doesn't feel like a massive fish, but as we reel it in, we see it's a very decent sized barracuda. Not bad for our first catch. Some of the barracudas that can be caught in the Caribbean is poisonous, but the ones found in Bonaire is good to eat. This is my first look at a nice big barracuda up close and personal, and you can see from its teeth that we probably lost a few lures on Avanti to these guys. We end up hooking another barracuda, and I also pull one out of the water, making me very pleased that it's not just my father-in-law catching for the day. As we approach the northern side of the island, we start getting a lot of bites. But unfortunately we lose quite a few. It's just as though they're not biting properly and the hooks aren't setting well.
Still on? I think it's off.
Yeah.
Off, huh? It's off again. Oh.
Another one lost for the day. But the bites keep on coming, especially on the one reel that we put out, which has got a bird and some squid lures just swimming on the surface. We end up catching a little blackfin tuna, the first tuna that we have for the day.
Little what, blackfin? Yeah. Oh, it's a nice one.
Soon after we pulled out the small tuna, we hook up a decent sized fish, or it seems like a decent sized fish, and my father-in-law takes the rod to the chair where he starts trying to reel it in.
The struggle continues for a few minutes and it ends up giving my father-in-law a nice workout for the morning.
Yeah.
We end up pulling out 2 blackfin tunas. You can really feel that these guys are much stronger than the barracuda, although they are so much smaller in size. Blackfin tuna is found in most of the Caribbean and they're very similar to the yellowfin tuna, except that they don't get as big as the yellowfin tuna. They also give very good fillet for some good sushi. Seems like our luck has turned as we find a spot where the tunas keep on biting. We circle around and we hook up another 2 that gives me quite a fight also in the chair. As I reel them in, I can feel the tension suddenly releasing and we lose one to the waters. Another nice sized blackfin tuna that will definitely give us quite a bit of meat.
Okay, smile.
Just after we turn to head back to the harbour, we hook up a really nice big fish and my father-in-law goes to the chair to see if he can get it onto the boat.
Bring it in. Alright, tension. So I bring this one in.
We bring in all the other lines to make sure this fish doesn't tangle with them and potentially snap its line off.
Still taking line?
Yeah.
Line going out, Yuri. Line going out.
tired.
It takes about 15 tiring minutes to get the fish closer to the boat so that we can actually see what it is.
It's just a regular size blackfin.
in the side.
Oh, yeah. Shit, how come this came up there?
We eventually get the fish closer to the boat and we see what it is. It looks like it's just a normal blackfin tuna, a little bit bigger than the others that we caught, but the hook was on the side of the fish, so it caused a lot of drag, making us think that the fish is much bigger than it actually was. It was, however, bitten by another fish while we were reeling it in, maybe a shark or a wahoo.
That's a nice size.
It's a good size,
Yeah.
but it felt like it was much bigger though.
Yeah.
After reeling this one in, we make our way back to the dock, and it's a successful day of fishing with 2 decent sized barracudas and 4 really good sized tunas. The smaller tunas that we caught, we used as bait or we threw back into the water. Vincent starts cleaning the fish for us, starting with filleting the barracuda, and after that the tunas. We could choose which fish we wanted to keep and wanted to give away. So based on our freezer size, we ended up keeping 1 barracuda, which was good for maybe 2 meals for 4 persons, and we kept all the tuna we could so that we could make fresh sushi the same night.
Die tuna is nie so baie nie. Ons gaan nie al die barracuda vat nie. It was all Vincent's skill.
Vincent's skill. Thanks, Vincent.
And it's not good luck to have women on the boat, so luckily you didn't come with.
No, it was very good luck to have women in the shops.
No.
Everybody loved us.
Oh, it's a nice fillet.
We ended up feeling very lucky with bags filled with fresh tuna fillet.
Tonight we're making our freshly caught blackfin tuna, and we've got so much tuna that we're doing it 3 ways. So we'll do a sashimi and a poke bowl, and we'll sear some and serve it with some rice. So really looking forward to eat our freshly caught tuna. Spotlights up.
After a successful day of fishing, it's always a good idea to taste some beer. Today I'm drinking a Brasa beer. These are available in the Dutch Caribbean. They are not brewed here. We thought that they might be actually brewed here because they say specifically it's a Caribbean gold and it's brewed for the Caribbean Dutch islands. But it's actually brewed in the Netherlands. It's very, it reminds me of a Corona. So you can see it's in a clear or a clear glass bottle. It's 5% in alcohol, and this is a 330 ml bottle. It costs about, at the bar they have a special sometimes, so you can buy maybe $3 for $6 or so. So it's $2 at the bar and maybe $1.50 at the supermarket. Normally they serve it with a little wedge of lemon as well, like a Corona. So yeah, let's taste this one. It's very similar to a Corona, quite refreshing, especially in this hot climate. It's never less than 30 degrees here, so these ones go down quite quickly and nicely. It's just a nice drinking beer, so I would rate this one 7 out of 10. With our newfound confidence in our fishing skills, my father-in-law tries his luck from Avanti right at the mooring balls and ends up catching a trevally every night after our fishing trip.
Thank you for watching this episode. If you liked it, remember to give it a big thumbs up and leave us a comment of your favorite moment. Next week, we finally get ready to leave Bonaire and spend the last few days with my parents on this island paradise. Thank you to our Patreons for supporting us every week. You're welcome to join them by clicking on the description below.